Okay, sorry everyone, we just had a little audio glitch there and everything. We'll try it again. Thank you for joining us and everything. It's Tuesday, March the 26th. I know a bunch of you have been able to see a horrific sight, with the bridge going down in Baltimore, the Key Bridge. I guess an ocean freight, carrier and everything hit one of the pillars. The whole bridge came down. It's horrific. I mean, that's all there is to it. And I ask that you keep all those in that area, especially, the families and everything. I'm sure the people that we've lost that were on the bridge and everything, some workers, maybe some people in automobiles and whatever. It's just horrific beyond belief. I can assure everyone that our bridges are inspected all the time, but this is a pretty big event and a gigantic ship that has caused it has caused this to happen. In regard to corrections, I've got some good news to report, but in the last 100 days, we have recruited and 300 new employees to the West Virginia Corrections Department, and they're on board, and these employees, I'm sure, will really, really help us to be able to do a better and better and better job with corrections. In regard to the wildfires that we talked about and everything, the last few days, of course, with this rain, and rain's been a blessing, to extinguish a whole bunch of these fires, but now they're completely under control. 5,700 acres and 35 structures were damaged, in the Eastern Panhandle, and the big winds and everything causes a big problem and everything. If y'all can hear this in the background, this is Baby Dog, and Baby Dog, you've got to be a little quieter while we're doing this, okay? But everything, she's playing with a little toy, but nevertheless, I want to report to you that this is the 7th year of Gold Rush, and we're going to be stocking 50,000 golden trout. There's going to be 500 of them that will be, have numbered tags and everything, and the anglers that are catching a tagged golden trout and everything can enter the tag numbers, and that's it. You'll just have to go online and see where to enter that and everything, but you can win all kinds of prizes from lifetime fishing license to, park stays, cabin stays, gift certificates, on and on and on. So if you happen to catch one of those fish, go online and figure out where to enter, and you'll probably win a big prize. In regard to our Rest in Peace potholes, we're up to 62,000. And I'm going to get Baby Dog's toy. Baby Dog, you've got to calm down on this. Okay. We're going to leave her donut right here. Okay. So the Operation Rest in Peace potholes, we're up to 62,025 potholes that we've repaired, 5,332 miles of roads. It's amazing, but we're still after it. We're going to stay after it. That's all there is to it. Game time, congratulations to the WVU and Marshall women's basketball program. WVU played in a nail-biter last night, in Iowa. It was really a great game. And the Marshall team, probably had a tough way to go at Virginia Tech, but they made the dance, and that's big time thing for both schools, and so we congratulate them both. Last thing I have is Easter. This Sunday, the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Absolutely, I don't know how it could be more sacred, and I don't know how it could be more important. Enjoy your families and be safe in your travels and all, but take time. Take time to be appreciative. Take time to be appreciative for all the blessings that we have, and absolutely, I just hope and pray the best for everyone, and I think you are absolutely the best in every way. I love you with all my soul, but at this time of year, please pass on your thanks and everything to God above. Thank you so much. That's all I've got.
All right, thank you, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first today from Bob Aaron with WCHS TV.
Governor, we're fast approaching the deadline for the House bill that would ease some of the restrictions on vaccinations for school children under certain circumstances. You've generally followed the advice of medical professionals in the past, including Dr. Marsh. They seem to be urging you to veto that bill. Have you reached a decision?
I'm very, very close to reaching a decision. I understand both sides. I think I understand it really, really well. If you'll just give me till tomorrow, and we're still reviewing certain things and everything, but you'll definitely hear from me tomorrow, and we'll get to my decision in regard to this bill.
All right, thanks, Bob. Next, we'll go to Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor and fellow reporters, and happy Easter to all. Governor, also, I'm curious about Senate Bill 453. This was the bill urged on by fruit pharmacies because of some inequities in the PEIA pay for drugs and reimbursements and copays, and a wide disparity between some local pharmacies and the big national chains. The vote was 33-0 in the Senate. It was, I believe, 99-0 in the House. Are you planning on signing that bill or vetoing it, or where is your thought process with regard to the PEIA drug price bill?
Mark, I'm planning on signing it, but we're still reviewing and looking at lots and lots and lots of bills. We were doing it earlier today. We're going to do it as soon as we get through with the briefing here, and had to run down to the Coal Association and do a thing down there and everything. But nevertheless, we're, I'm planning on signing.
All right, thanks, Mark. Next, we'll go to Eric Miner with WDTV. Okay, we'll go to the next one. How about Micah Leith with WOAY?
Hey, Governor, I hope you're well. I want to ask you about a project that's being brought to Nicholas County. That's I believe it's the Department of Energy is funding a solar conversion at 2 former coal sites. Just want to see what your take is on it, and what kind of precedents you want to set going forward with converting these semi-inactive sites to solar moving forward. Thank you, sir.
Well, Mike, the first thing I would tell you is just this. We want, and I think this states my position as well as the Coal Association's position. We want to be an all-encompassing state. It's really important that we do that. But at the same time, Mike, it is vitally important to me that we don't forget our coal miners. That's all there is to it. Our coal miners have provided so much for this nation, it's unbelievable. And with all my power, I'm not going to let us forget them. Because I really believe that all the coal folks want is a place at the table. They don't want to turn their nose up, at whatever energy source it may be as we go forward, nor do I as the governor in any way. But absolutely, we've always got to be fair, and we've always got to remember just how vital, and I believe this with all my soul, how vital coal is in the scheme of energy in this entire nation. Now, and for those of us that sit by and think, oh, we can do without coal, we can do without natural gas, we can do without oil and everything, I say that their thinking is frivolous and in error in a big, big, big way. So with all that being said, there's still stuff we've got to talk about internally and everything. It's a federal project, and but there's a whole lot of stuff that that I've still got to get briefed a whole lot more on and everything. But there is something that should be said. Is that if we don't watch, we're going to take away our tax dollars, and basically, as we take away our tax dollars, those dollars are going to be used against us to try to some way, somehow kill coal. I'm not there. I'm not there at all. And Mike, if I could add just one other thing real quick, I just vetoed a bill that was known as an AEP bill. Now, first and foremost, I would tell you that AEP is a good company, you know, at least I think. But really and truly, I believe that what is going on from the higher ups that are incentivized to try to shove coal to the background, you know, I don't like that. And really and truly, I don't like the fact that what we're doing is maybe something that's going to lead to a higher energy cost for our consumers in West Virginia, our households here. I don't like that either. And so with all that said, I just vetoed that bill.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll go to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, Governor. This is Charles Young with WV News. I apologize for joining a little bit late. So this might have already been addressed. I was just looking through the bills on the legislative website. You know, there's still more than 100 bills remaining on your desk. I just wanted to know why you have chosen to let so many, you know, linger this far into the process. We're coming up against the deadline. I just want to know the workflow, what you were thinking. Thank you.
You know, Charles, in all honesty, there's an awful lot of these bills that got down to us really late. And it takes time. It takes time for our folks to get through all these bills and everything. You know, that's all there is to it. So it's a process, and that's why we head through tomorrow, and that's that's why the legislature got to the very last day, and you know, we didn't really have a budget. We didn't have a whole lot of things, but you know, we're trying to kick them out as fast as we can.
All right, thanks, Charles. Next, we'll go to Chris Dickerson with the West Virginia Record. All right, Chris, if you're on, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now, Governor?
Yep.
Good afternoon. I was wanting to ask you about House Joint Resolution 21, which is the resolution that would put an amendment before the voters this fall regarding the rights of non-citizens voting. Basically, it would ensure that people who are not citizens of the United States would not be able to vote in elections in West Virginia. It was one of those that also had overwhelming support in both houses, but because of a technical glitch on the last night, it didn't make it through the whole process. I just wondered what your thoughts on that resolution is, and if there's any chance of it being added to a special session call whenever you do make that.
Chris, first of all, you know, I don't know why we just jammed everything into the last second, you know, but a lot of times, you know, just like stuff getting to us late or whatever it may be, you get in that situation. But with all that being said, you know, Chris, I'm a real believer, and it's the law. I mean, for crying out loud, you know, you don't have any right to vote whatsoever if you're here illegally or whatever. If the legislature wants this on the call, it'll be on the call. You know, if all we're going to do is just kick the can down the road and waste time, you don't need that. All they have to tell me is they want it on the call, it'll be on the call. You know, because I am an absolute, and I'll very proudly sign it if they can pass it and get it to me.
All right, thanks, Chris. Next, we'll go to Kane Pittman with WDTV.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Governor, I want to ask you about the homeless situation in Morgantown. One of the shelters, Hazel House of Hope, has been forced to close due to funding. So I'm just trying to see, is the state going to step in to try to help with the shelter situation in Morgantown, because they've notoriously had a homeless problem?
And was this Charles? I didn't get the name. I'm sorry.
Kane Pittman with WDTV.
Okay, and I still can't hear, but somebody tell me this gentleman's.
Yeah, Governor, it's Kane Pittman with
Kane,
WDTV in
okay.
Clarksburg.
Okay, Kane, I'm sorry. Kane, listen, my feeling is really, really simple. You know, there was very legitimate big-time cuts. And those cuts, you know, by the legislature at the 11th hour to DHHR have really hurt. And they've hurt a lot of folks in a lot of ways, and it's going to get worse. And that is primarily the reason we're going to be calling people back to a special session, to clean all this up. Now, there's other things, you know, like the surplus dollars and on and on and on. But really, we didn't have to do that. And you know, this absolutely takes into account the homeless and on and on and on. So you know, when you look at our most vulnerable people, you know, through and really there's, I think, you know, 600,000 folks in regard to Medicaid, and so it's we could be hurting a lot of these people, and you know, and so from the standpoint of us stepping in and what we can do, you know, I could tell you whether there's grants there, they could do this and that and all that kind of stuff, yay. But at the end of the day, what we need to do is be able to step up and help the folks, you know, that are having, you know, down on their luck and having a tough way to go. But we've got to come back into a special session to get all that worked out.
All right, thank you, Kane. Governor, I'll turn it back to you.
No, that's all I've really got. Again, I would ask you to please keep in prayer those with this terrible bridge accident in Baltimore. You know, and I don't know how I can say this any more bluntly, but Sunday's Easter. Sunday's Easter, everyone. Please absolutely observe that great holiday with everything you have, and enjoy your families, and just keep in mind what Easter is really all about. Thank you so much. That's all I've got.